I want to get to Christine O'Donnell now, though. We put out a video on YouTube, youtube.com/Midweek Politics, with her craziest moments countdown. I've identified 8 really crazy things that Christine O'Donnell has done. And one is just funnier than the next. And I'll play a couple of these. The whole video, the video is getting a lot of play on YouTube. And first is I'll just play a couple of these for you. It's pretty unbelievable. It's becoming clear that Christine O'Donnell may not even be competent to teach first grade. Not that there's anything wrong with first grade teachers. It just seems that she's not even competent to manage 26-year-olds. Never mind be a senator from Delaware, you know?
You were a witch.
I dabbled into witchcraft. I never joined a coven.
Wait a minute, you were a witch?
Yeah, she was a witch.
You were a witch?
I didn't join a coven. Let's get this
Wait
straight.
a minute, I love this. You're a witch. You're going Halloween's bit. I was a witch. I mean, wait a
But
minute.
that's exactly why.
How you used to be a witch?
Because I dabbled into witchcraft. I hung around people who were doing these things.
Having fun?
I'm not making this stuff up. I know what they told me they do.
Well, what did they do?
I mean, in one of my dates, my first date was...
Wait, I want to hear about this.
One of my first dates with a witch was on a satanic altar, and I didn't know it. And I mean, there's little blood there and stuff like that.
That was a date?
Your first date was a
Yeah,
satanic
we went
altar?
to a movie and then like had a little midnight picnic.
Let's have a movie and a sacrifice.
Okay, then she's talking about weekly school
My point
shootings.
is, there are consequences to our action. And if we as a nation tolerate sin, generations to come will reap the effects of that. For example, we took the Bible and prayer out of public schools. Now we're having weekly shootings practically where
You sent the Haitians back. What about
wait
that?
a minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Weekly shootings. We're having weekly shootings. And then the most funny one of these to me is she was on the Mark Gaffney show, rather. And she is asked, well, why did you say that you won against Joe Biden in certain counties? And she says, I didn't say that. And then the guy actually plays the clip. And it turns out, you know what? She did say it. Take a listen.
When you were speaking at an out-of-state group recently and you told them that you won 2 out of 3 counties in Delaware, what did you mean?
I don't think I ever said I won 2 out of 3 counties, but I
Well, let's listen to the
certainly
audio. Hold on one second, because I have the audio right here.
I was the 2008 endorsed candidate against Joe Biden, and I won in 2 counties. We didn't have the support of our liberal Republicans then.
You said you won in 2 counties.
All right, you know what that probably was? You're on the campaign trail a lot. I meant tied.
That's what you meant.
Well, you
Yeah,
didn't.
they've got a tracker following you, waiting for you to trip up.
Yeah, but
So
you didn't.
I,
Christine,
you know,
Christine, I'm just saying why you didn't tie him either.
Oh, absolutely I did. You look at the results. We tied in Sussex County, and that had everything to do with
There's
your
no-
voters, your listeners, Dan.
No,
I mean,
hold on.
it was so
Christine,
exciting to see the
Christine,
results that
Christine, hello?
against the
Christine.
vice presidential candidate.
Christine,
Right.
Christine.
So she goes on to say that it
Christine,
was...
this is the
It
easiest.
was 49 to 49. Of course, it wasn't exactly 49 to 49. That wouldn't add up to 100%. This woman is, she's being accused of rampant homophobia, which is no surprise. Tony Richards, who once worked for her, says she's just homophobic. Her own sister's a lesbian. She's homophobic. I wish that he gave specific examples other than just saying she's anti-gay, but we have no reason to believe it's not true. The big thing is that it looks like there's some big money questions. And I'm actually hearing charges could come down. It turns out, Lewis, that Christine O'Donnell, allegedly, let me throw that in, has been spending her own campaign money for personal expenses for years. $20,000, allegedly, in personal spending from campaign funds after her campaign ended. Many specific examples. $600 for utilities. $475 for mileage 3 months after the campaign. She's made no real salary for years. So all these pieces coming together, it does look like she's been illegally living off of campaign funds for years. And again, I'm hearing rumors there could actually be charges. Now, the question is the media crushing her unfairly by talking about these things?
I think she kind of brings it on herself. I mean, being such a character and saying all these ridiculous things, like the media loves her.
Yeah, but the greater point here
She's
is
just
that
digging her own grave and digging deeper every day.
I mean, the narrative that some Republicans are starting is if this was a Democrat who was against saying there was too much AIDS research, anti-masturbation, and spending 20 grand of campaign money after the campaign is over illegally, they would be ignoring that story completely. Blatantly false. Blatantly false. And you know what? I got some emails saying even if charges come down about this financial use of campaign funds, it won't make a difference. Republicans will think that it's all her supporters will think it's all just a concocted thing to make her look bad, and they'll vote for her anyway. That's what I'm hearing from some who live in Delaware. I don't know if that's true. I would hope that that's not true.
Perhaps. I mean, I know if she were a perfectly normal candidate, okay, did not have any of these
sidebar issues going on.
Well, I suppose, yeah. And this story came up that she's been, spending her campaign money on herself.
Right.
I think the story would not get any coverage.
Really? I think this would.
No.
If you spend 20 grand of campaign money on yourself, that's going to get coverage no matter what.
I think it would get coverage for a day or two, 30 seconds here and there, and that would be the end of it.
I disagree. I just think this is a story no matter what. And we'll take a break.
But we've seen this happen before. We've seen this happen to other politicians before, and it gets almost no coverage because they're just not that interesting a person.
Well, there's also a difference between if they're running than if they're already elected, right? I think the interest level is higher if, hey, somebody might win in the middle of being charged with spending 20 grand of her campaign money. We need to take a break. I do want to talk about Karl Rove questioning Christine O'Donnell's character. Also, Sarah Palin's advice for Christine. Give us a call, 413-586-1750.
Midweek Politics with Dave Pakman on midweekpolitics.com.
Midweek Politics is made possible in part by the Daily Hampshire Gazette and GazetteNet.com, connecting our communities with local news and information. By the National Priorities Project and Smith College Department of Government, hosting Congresswoman Donna Edwards on Sunday, October 3rd. More information at nationalpriorities.org. By DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at difdesign.com. To find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics, visit midweekpolitics.com.